Hello everyone, this is the Developing China. Welcome to our channel. Today, we will discuss a topic with you. Today, we are going to talk about ASML is fighting for Chinese market despite the US restriction. China's SMIC once again placed an order of $1.1 billion recently, after the DUV lithography machine was sold at a reduced price. DUV lithography can be used for processes of chips above 7 nanometers, which doesn't belong to high-end technology. Those machines can be produced by several companies, not only ASML, but also some others like Nikon. In fact, at this time, the purpose of ASML's choice of price reduction is also very obvious. To thwart the enthusiasm of researching technology of lithography machines in China, apart from to compete with Nikon and other companies for market share in China. Okay, let's learn more about it in today's video. With the development of Chinese technology, Chinese experts announced that they are developing a domestic lithography machine, which made ASML very panic. As a result, ASML decided to take market share in China and use its own advantages to cut the price of DUV lithography machine raw materials and accessories for the Chinese market. China is vigorously developing domestic lithography machines. The Chinese Academy of Sciences announced its entry, and Tsinghua University has also made breakthroughs in related high-end lithography machine light sources. Moreover, there are lithography equipment manufacturers, such as Shanghai Microelectronics and Huazhou Jinka, to form a domestic chain of domestic lithography machines. It is also of great help to the development of domestic lithography machines. As a result, ASML has made quite a lot of efforts to go against the US will. First, it warns the United States. If we continue to block and crack down on Chinese lithography machines, ASML is likely to completely withdraw from the Chinese market within 2 or 3 years. Currently, ASML only allows the export of DUV lithography machines and other products other than EUV lithography machines to China. Export controls against China will not only fail to halt its technological progress, but also hurt the U.S. economy, ASML Holding N.V. Chief Executive Officer Peter Wenning said, after trade tensions between Washington and Beijing led to restrictions on the sale of the Dutch company's advanced chip equipment to Chinese firms. I believe that export controls are not the right way to manage your economic risks if you have determined that there is an economic risk, Wenning said during an online industry event on Wednesday, arguing that if you close China from access to technology, that will also cost non-Chinese economies a lot of jobs and a lot of income. In the current situation of chip shortage, ASML's move will indeed bring great help to China. But come to think of it, is this really good news for China? Such a huge change in attitude towards China's development is not necessarily good news for China. A gift from ASML might not just be a glass of wine, but a bag of arsenic. Moreover, China's domestic lithography machine has just entered the market. In terms of product technology maturity and advanced level, it is naturally no better than ASML's competitors specializing in the technology industry. Therefore, the entry of ASML's lithography machine into China may dampen confidence in the research and development of China's domestic lithography machine. After all, there is such a strong product around, and the pressure is not even the slightest. Will ASML affect the development space of China's domestic lithography machine? Everything has two sides. ASML sells 28 nanometers lithography machines at a reduced price, which can also make up for the lack of production capacity and yield of domestic lithography machines, which is good for increasing the production of domestic chips in the future. In this way, with the mass production of China's domestic lithography machines in the future, when the lithography machine market is occupied by ASML's lithography machines, Chinese lithography machines will obviously not have much room for development. It is not conducive to the future development of China's domestic lithography machines. Will ASML affect the development of Chinese chips? Everyone is shouting to support domestic products, but under the impact of foreign products, how many people can do it? Among them, of course, it is not necessarily the worship of foreigners. China's lithography machine is developing rapidly and has a layout in most parts of the industrial chain. In order to make the United States aware of the problem, ASML stated that export controls would harm the U.S. economy and lose jobs. And European companies will lose the Chinese market in 15 years. So, many people may not understand, what impact will the lack of EUV lithography machines have on China? Well, it will affect the production of China's advanced chip manufacturing process. As we all know, EUV lithography machine mainly develops high-end chips. Although, in the context of the current global core shortage, the most urgent need is indeed low-end chips. But the global chip shortage will eventually pass. High-end chips are the mainstream of future chip development. If China lacks EUV lithography machines, it means that China cannot produce higher-end chips. Even if you have a higher-end chip technology, everything is empty talk without a lithography machine, and you will fall into the embarrassing situation of having a gun without a gun. It will greatly affect the production of high-end chips in China. This will affect China's future survival and development in the international community. It affects the development and progress of my country's science and technology. Today, technology is developing rapidly, although most of the current high-end technologies do not use high-end chips. However, over time, such a situation is not impossible. In the future, high-end chips are likely to be widely used in high-end fields. If China still does not use EUV lithography machines and still has a strong dependence on foreign countries in this regard, it will still have a great impact on China's technological development in the future. Moreover, once China's science and technology have not been developed and advanced, today's scientific and technological strength has become an important factor in the consideration of comprehensive national strength, which will still greatly damage China's international status and international influence. Affect China's economic efficiency. EUV lithography machines can produce high-end chips, and high-end chips also have a certain international consumer market. Without an EUV lithography machine, producing high-end chips is just empty talk. Therefore, the lack of EUV lithography machines is still likely to greatly affect the economic benefits of China. Obviously, the importance of EUV lithography machines to China is self-evident. Chips are often comprised of 100 to 150 layers on one single silicon wafer. Only the most complicated layers need to be made with EUV machines, while more simple layers can be made with DUV machines, which ASML also makes, and other tools. EUV machines take years to build, and ASML can only ship so many of them in any given year. Last year, it sold just 31, according to its financials, and it's made around only 100 in total. Compared to traditional EUV machines, A high-NA machine provides a bigger lens capable of printing smaller patterns, enabling efficient manufacturing of more powerful chips, said Syed Alam, global semiconductor lead at Accenture. Chipmakers looking to print smaller features onto chips have had to rely on double or triple patterning techniques, which is time-consuming, he added. With a high-NA EUV machine, they are able to print these features in a single layer, resulting in a faster turnaround time and better process flexibility. Chipmakers will have to strike a balance between better performance and the greater costs associated with more sophisticated machinery, Alam said. All in all, ASML's current position means that China should give up its illusions. High-end technology cannot be bought. The only way for China to achieve great achievements and breakthroughs in high-end chips is to realize high-end lithography machines as soon as possible. Thanks for watching our video. If you love our videos, please share them with your friends.